Eyeball, also known as bulbous oculi. Under this topic, the following will be discussed: location, size and shape, tunics of the eyeball, arterial supply, compartments, lens, functions of the eye, and the refractive media of eye. The eyeball or globe of the eye is an organ of sight and closely resembles a camera in its structure. It has light-sensitive retina and is provided with a lens system comprising of cornea, lens, and refractive media for focusing images and device for controlling the amount of light admitted. The eyeball is a highly durable structure for its wall, and closing the refractory media is made up of 3 coats, and the fluid filled within it distributes hydraulic pressure uniformly to maintain its shape. Location: the eyeball occupies the anterior 1/3 of the orbital cavity and is embedded in the fat. It is enclosed in the thin fibrous sheath known as tenons fascia, which separates the eyeball from the fat. The optic nerve emerges from it a little medial to its posterior pole. Shape and size: it is almost spherical in shape and has a diameter of about 24 millimeters. Tunics of the eyeball: the eyeball consists of 3 concentric coats: an outer fibrous coat consisting of sclera and cornea, a middle vascular coat consisting of choroid, ciliary body, and iris, an inner nervous coat consisting of the retina. Outer fibrous coat of the eyeball: sclera. The sclera is the posterior 5/6 of the outer coat. It consists of a dense fibrous tissue. It is opaque, and a small portion of it is seen as the white of the eye in the palpable fissure. The sclera is continuous anteriorly with the cornea. The junction between the sclera and cornea is termed corneoscleral junction. Just behind the corneoscleral junction, within the sclera, is a circularly running canal called sinus venosus sclerae, also known as canal of Schlemm. Posterior to the canal is a triangular projection, the scleral spur, which points forwards and inwards and provides attachment to the ciliary muscle. It is thinnest at the equator and thickest at the back, but weakest at the site of emergence of optic nerve. Functions: it helps maintain the shape of the eyeball, protects internal structures, provides attachment to muscles that move the eyeball. Structures piercing the sclera: optic nerve pierces the sclera a little inferomedial to the posterior pole of the eyeball. The perforating fibers of nerve make the area sieve-like, hence called lamina cribrosa. Posterior ciliary vessels and nerves around the optic nerve. Anterior ciliary arteries pierce the sclera close to the corneoscleral junction. 4 choroidal veins, also called venae vorticose, pierce the sclera just behind the equator. Cornea: the cornea is the anterior 1/6 of the outer coat. It bulges forwards from the sclera at the corneoscleral junction called limbus. It is transparent and more convex than sclera because it represents the segment of a smaller sphere. The thickness is about 1 millimeter at the periphery and 0.5 millimeters at the center. Features: it is avascular and nourished by permeation of nutrients from loops of capillaries at the limbus, aqueous humor, and lacrimal fluid. It not only permits the light to enter the eye, but also reflects the entering light. It is highly sensitive and supplied by the ophthalmic division of the trigeminal nerve. Structure: it consists of 5 layers. From outside inwards, these are as follows. Corneal epithelium: it consists of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Anterior limiting membrane or Bowman's membrane: it is made up of structureless homogeneous mass without any elastic fibers. Substantia propria, also known as the corneal stroma. It is made up of about 200 to 250 lamellae of fine collagen fibers which cross each other at right angles to form corneal spaces. Flattened fibroblasts are located between the lamellae. The transparency of cornea is due to precise lattice arrangement of its lamellae embedded in the ground substance. Posterior limiting membrane, also known as Descement's membrane. It is made up of structureless homogeneous mass containing elastic fibers. Endothelium. It consists of a single layer of low cuboidal cells. Clinical correlation. The periphery of the cornea frequently displays a whitish ring in older persons owing to fatty degeneration. This whitish ring is termed arcus senilis. Corneal opacity. The injury to cornea may cause opacity that may interfere with vision. The most common injuries of the eye are the cuts or tears of the cornea caused by foreign bodies. Corneal graft. The normal lack of vascularity and of lymph vessels accounts for the great success of corneal graft. The cornea is successfully grafted from one person to another.